I'm Josh Martinez with my guest at this time, repping the YO, Eddie Kingston. What's going on, bro?
What's going on, man? Just chilling. You know what's up.
You're going to be part of AEW Dynamite this Wednesday night at the brand new UBS Arena on Long Island or Queens, depending on who you ask. They're going to they're gonna make it sound like it's one thing or the other. To me, it's Belmont Park because I have derelict gambling uncles. So that's how I know.
There you go. That's how you know. Yep.
So how different has your life been over the last, let's say, 18 months?
I haven't changed. It's just people know who I am now. That's it. People recognize me in places, and I just go, hey, what's up? I'm still the same, so nothing's really changed for me. You know what I mean? And everybody else has changed, I like to say.
The Players Tribune article dropped a couple weeks ago, and that was kind of popping off all over social media for a couple days, not just a few hours, a couple days. Was there anybody that reached out to you on a DM or something, or maybe through another channel, and was just kind of like, yo, just, I see you, and that's it? That surprised you?
Oh, yeah, just a bunch of the other wrestlers that I've known for years, you know what I mean, who hit me up and they were like, yo, we felt the same way. And I was like, oh, I didn't know that. You know what I mean? So just to see a lot of us in the business felt like the way I feel, it's nice. You know what I mean? It's a good thing that now we can talk about it instead of hiding it. You know what I mean? Anybody who hit me up like crazy, I'm going to keep to myself. But just, you know, certain people who hit me up, I'm just going to keep that for me.
Fair. One of the big things that made me a fan of yours, aside from the actual in-ring stuff and the mic work, is that you're part Puerto Rican. And to me, I'm the first Puerto Rican host in Z100's history.
Nice.
Right? Yeah. I'm born and raised in Brooklyn and Staten Island, grew up on welfare. I cried 2 times during your article because there was so much of that like same upbringing, right? Same, very much just like wrestling's the escape. How important is representation to you, especially in 2021?
Oh man, it's super important, you know, to be represented. But like I like to say, I don't represent, you know, the Puerto Ricans. I don't represent the Irish. I represent the mutts. You know what I mean? The people who've, you know what I mean, who are mixed. That's who I represent. You know what I mean? The mud people, as I like to call them sometimes. You know what I mean? So representation in any aspect, in any race, if you want to call it that, is very important. You know what I mean? Because, you know, I talked to a couple of people in the industry, and when they get messages from parents saying, hey, my kid likes to watch because they see someone like themselves on TV, that's important. You know what I mean? Because we want wrestling to be for everybody. We just don't want it to be a white boy thing or a Puerto Rican thing or a black thing. We want it to be everything. And some of our superstars, some of the greatest superstars in pro wrestling history have all been different shapes, sizes, colors, and all that, you know?
But I do think it speaks to, like, I could only talk about myself, right? And I know, like, I loved Savio Vega growing up, right? But mainly because he was Puerto Rican. Because again, there wasn't many Puerto Ricans. Now more than ever, especially with AEW, we're being repped hard. And I catch myself, and I catch other, you know, cousins that are kind of fair weather wrestling fans. They see the flag, whether it's on a bandana or part of their Tron or whatever, and automatically they're like, oh, boom, I like that person. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know them, or oh, they're repping Mexico, they're repping this, or they're from here, they're from there. I think that's super dope because whatever kind of brings the eyeballs in, take that W and keep walking, right?
No, of course, yeah.
How was it for you at Grand Slam? Because that was the first really big show in New York City, and your first really big show back home, legit home, not Jersey or Philly, home.
Home, yeah. Like I still haven't really grasped all of it. You know what I mean? To be honest with you, like, hasn't hit me yet, but the little bit that did hit me was just, you know, there's a picture of me, Mox, and Homicide singing Frank Sinatra on top of the stage. So, like, every time I look at that picture, it brings me right back to that moment. You know what I mean? Where we're all singing New York, New York. You know what I mean? And just, I had one of my closest friends ever, and Mox there, and my mentor next to me. So it was a moment. It was a moment that, you know what I mean? Again, I haven't grasped yet, but hopefully soon.
So you standing in the area that you were right before the music's going to go off, you're seeing Suzuki in the ring. How different was that moment compared to the other thousands of wrestling entrances you made up until that point?
It was different because it was home. You know what I mean? And it was the nerves and wanting to do right at home and getting amped up. And, you know what I mean? Mox let me lead him out. You know what I mean? I was leading him out through New York. You know what I mean? And it was definitely a special moment. It was definitely different. You know what I mean? I was more amped up than usual. You know what I mean? You can probably tell by the way I was walking through people in the crowd. You know what I mean? I went straight to the ring. Like I wasn't even taking it in. I was just all amped up and ready to fight. So.
And you mentioned getting hyped, getting amped. Obviously, this is a music station. What do you listen to get you hyped, to get you amped?
Well, DMX, number one. That's my man, Yonkers. You know what I mean? DMX, the Locks, Yonkers, home of the brave. You know what I mean? I definitely listen to Every Time I Die. I listen to Hatebreed, Metallica, DMX, Tupac, Biggie, you know, Mobb Deep, especially Prodigy's HNIC album, his first one. You know what I mean? And the first Infamous, the Infamous album, you know what I mean? And stuff like, you know, stuff like that gets me going, you know what I mean? Lamb of God's another heavy metal band.
You made a comment in a promo with Mox once, and it was kind of a throwaway comment that made me laugh, rewind, record it, and send it to my siblings. And the comment was, "Hey Mox, you know me, I just dress like it's still 1998. What do you want from me?" And it was just very throwaway. And I laughed because I think everyone in the tri-state area has those people that are like, "Yo, what you see is what you get. I like this. I like that. I'm still going to wear baggy sweats with Tim's, and I don't care if it don't match."
Yeah,
That to me stood out. And now you're obviously kind of part of you're working with the next generation of wrestlers. Have they introduced you to new music that you're like, 10 years ago, I wouldn't have fucked with this. Yeah, right now, it ain't too bad.
No, not really. Griselda's like the only people, you know what I mean, but I knew about them already, you know what I mean? You know, J. Cole and Kendrick, but like I know about that, you know, already. But like, I don't know, some of the youngins try to put me onto some things, but once I hear auto-tune, I kind of just, you know, or a version of whatever it is, I kind of just, once they start singing, I go, I'm done. Once I hear the singing, I go, nah, man, I'm good.
So what's your opinion on someone like Drake who does both?
Nah, I don't mess with him. You know what I mean? God bless him though, you know what I mean? He's making mad money, you know, he don't need me to listen. I just don't mess with him.
Every time I have a guest on, I like to do something called This or That, where I just give you two options, you pick one. If you want to give a reason as to why, you could. If not, you can keep it wide open, let the listeners and viewers kind of do their own thing and come to conclusions. You ready?
No doubt.
All right. Dogs or cats?
Dogs. I've always I like the dog loyalty.
Hot dogs or pizza?
Pizza. Come on.
Biggie or Tupac?
Here we go. I was a Tupac fan growing up in the East. Yeah. There were many nights at bars I got into fights. No, I related to Tupac more because of his lyrics and his other songs that weren't as popular, you know what I mean, that were played on the radio. Like if you listen to Me Against the World, not that song, but that album, and you listen to the song Lord Knows, that's like one of my favorite Pac songs, or Pain off the Above the Rim soundtrack. He was a lot deeper than what people think.
I mean, the guy wrote a book, so
that's he's a poet, man.
That should kind of tell you how deep he was. It's funny because I was going to do winners over the next couple segments, and I have Biggie penciled in, but I guess I was wrong. Jay-Z or Pac?
Pac always.
Pac or DMX?
DMX, man. That's hometown. That's home love. I can't. I love Pac. Pac's my favorite, but like, I can never pick him over home. You know what I mean? I can never pick him over. I feel you, man. I can't.
Now, where do you remember exactly where you were when you found out the DMX news?
Oh, when he passed away?
Yeah.
Man, I was at the gym coming home from Muay Thai training, actually. And so a bunch of people hit me up because they knew how much of a big fan I was. And like my intro theme music for AEW is inspired by Stop Being Greedy by him. You know what I mean? So like Yeah, you know what I mean? They see me wearing DMX hoodies, me wearing the shirt from 125th Street with the iron on of his first album. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I rock with him, but it was sad, man. It was a sad day. You know what I mean? He lived longer than he thought. I'll tell you that much.
It's interesting you mentioned the 125th iron-on shirt because fashion is something that blows my mind. That the shirts that you would get that were like the bootleg shirts, right? With like just a huge DMX and a huge bunch of just drowned out colors on a baggy ass tee for $20 is now being mass produced in 2021, sold for like 40, and it's literally the exact same design.
Yep, that's why I still go to 125th. I still see what's up over there. See what mixtapes they got on Getty Square.
I was gonna say, dude, you and I both. I don't let the Z100 thing fool you. I'm still a poor kid at heart. So
yeah, man, I'm with
you. Mets or Yankees?
Oh, I'm a Yankee fan to the death. I was born in the Bronx, so you know what I mean. And I always lived. There you go. And I always lived near the 4 train because my dad wanted it like that. You know.
Easy. Rangers, Islanders, Devils.
I gotta go Rangers because my dad's a Ranger fan. I'm not really. I'm not into hockey, but I gotta go with my father. You know what I mean? So Rangers.
Jets or Giants?
Giants all the way. I can't be a Jet fan. I'm sorry to all the Jet fans. I can't do it because a couple of y'all bother the piss out of me, though. Let's be honest. Every year, no matter who they get, every year the Jets are going all the way. While I'm sitting there like, neither team's going all the way.
They're not as bad as Cowboy fans, though. We can agree.
No. I don't think anyone can be as bad as Cowboy fans. Maybe Eagles fans are close.
Yeah, but Eagles fans do it almost to troll you. They know where their team really is.
Yeah, they know they're scummy. They know they're scummy, so they play into it. You know what I mean?
Patrick Ewing or John Starks?
Patrick Ewing, man. That was my hero growing up. That was my favorite Nick growing up.
Mike Tyson or Muhammad Ali?
Tyson. I was like Tyson's style, and the funny thing is, I got into boxing as a kid. Again, my Abuelito was a boxer in Puerto Rico, so he definitely got me into boxing right away. And the funny thing was, I never liked Ali. I liked Frazier better. I just like the style.
Fair. If you listen, you either like that flashy, quick style, or you don't.
That's really it. Like I can't do it. Much respect to Muhammad, but you know, I was more into Frazier and guys like Frazier, Hagler, and Tyson were my guys.
Just so you know, I've asked that same exact Tyson or Ali question to Paul Heyman, CM Punk, several different Drew McIntyre, several superstars. They all freeze at that question and really think about it. So the fact that you had your answer is pretty impressive.
I already knew because, you know, like I said, my Olito already beat boxing into my head. You know what I mean? So, if I wasn't for pro wrestling, I would probably be a boxer.
I had MJF on earlier, and I do.
Yeah, I'm doing this thing. He's the shit, that kid.
I'm doing something where I'm going to have a wrestler unknowingly ask another wrestler a question. So think of a question that you would like to ask a pro wrestler, and it may not even be someone in AEW that answers your eventual question. So it could be something about training back in the day, just something fun. Luckily, I told MJF, hey, I have Eddie on. Do you have a question for him? And he wanted to know, be Eddie. Do you have any?
I got a question for Eddie. When are you going to hit a gym? That's my question.
Well, the day I can't fight is the day I'll go hit the gym. So I don't know when that, you know what I mean? And the day I can't fight or can't kick somebody's ass and have to hit the gym, I just won't get up off the bed. I'll just stop fighting.
And he's someone you think you could handle with ease.
I let him talk all day because again, he's protected. You know what I mean? I'm not going to try to get too inside baseball here, but he's protected by the office. That's all I'm going to say. He's being very much protected by the office, not to be around certain people. I'm one of those certain people. That's all I'm going to say.
Now, do you think if you take yourself out of the equation and look at it from the office's eyes, do you kind of look at it and go, all right,
No, I get it. Because like he's the future of this sport. He really is. You know what I mean? I'll give him that. And if you're gonna put him with someone like me when he's not ready, when he thinks this is a game, like where he thinks like he can drop WWE puns and you know and be cute about it and like go in the ring and do bad arm drags, you know what I mean? Like I'm not that guy. You know what I mean? I'm gonna hurt you. I'm gonna rough you up a little bit. So they definitely protected him, and he knows it.
Fair, hey,
I
man,
get
listen,
it, though. I get it. You got to protect the future. You got to. You know what I mean?
it's business, and if it makes dollars, it makes sense. So why not?
Yeah. I honestly think he wouldn't. In all honesty, MJF would not want to get in there, and that's why they're protecting him too, because he wouldn't want to go. He would not want to go. I know him. I known him for a minute. He would not want to go. There's the most inside baseball I can give it to you.
Fair. Do you have a question for me to ask another wrestler in the coming days?
What was the match or the moment? No moments, because everybody does that. What was the match that got you stuck on wrestling, that made you go, I'm going to keep watching?
What was your match or moment that got you?
My moment was, let me see. The moment was definitely Andre and Hogan, when Andre ripped the cross off Hogan's chest when he was trying to get his shirt, without a doubt. But the match that made me go, oh, wow. You know what I mean? Believe it or not, was Ricky Steamboat and Shane Douglas versus the Hollywood Blonde, Steve Austin and Brian Pillman. I believe at a Clash of Champions. I believe. It was on free TV. I just remember being stuck and not knowing why it was a good match. Just sitting there going, this is pro wrestling. You know what I mean? So that match still to this day sticks out in my head.
Now, as you've gotten older and you've kind of known more about the business and gained more knowledge about what happens in the ring, do you have a different favorite match based on just what you respect about the?
Oh, there's so many though. There's so many. I can't narrow down one. I can just give you ones that mean like a personal thing, or maybe I saw it first or something. You know what I mean? But there's so many. I can't pick one.
This Wednesday night, AEW Dynamite, UBS Arena, still in the hometown area. You're still gonna hopefully be loved.
Look, it's New York, dog. It's New York. You know what I mean? We all stick together. It don't matter where we at. You know what I mean? Well,
Long Island gets a little weird sometimes, and I'll just.
But you know what? They get weird because we treat them weird. Let's be honest. You know what I mean? All the other boroughs kind of, they're like Long Island's like the little brother. Sometimes we mess with them, but no one else can. You know what I mean? If someone from Jersey came over to Long Island, we'd be like, my man, get out of New York. You see what I'm saying?
You know what? It's kind of like Staten Island, where people shit on Staten Island. But if you're not from here, you can't.
You can't do it. You can't do it. If you're not from New York, you can't talk nothing about any borough, anything. If you're not from New York, you can't do it.
Just like right now, for me, I feel like such an old man saying this. If you're not from here, you can't be sprouting bing bong. I don't care what TikTok.
No, I know. And here's the thing about that whole bing bong thing. That is so old school. You know what I mean? That's like mid-90s stuff. You know what I mean? I remember yelling that when dudes were getting knocked out or punched in the face in the street. I would go, oh, bing bong. You know what I mean? Like, that's old. That's old.
What's old is new, and cool. It is what it is, bro. But I appreciate you. Much love. It's all love.
Thank you, man. I appreciate the love, man. I can't wait to come home. I love coming home. I love getting the pizza, the Chinese food, bacon, egg, and cheese with salt, pepper, ketchup on a roll. What's up? Chopped cheese, baby, all day. You know what I'm saying?